And Steve and I looked at each other and said, something's up. Like immediately.
This isn't what we do when we go out.
And so we sat down and then...
Welcome, friends, and thanks for choosing to hang out with us three knuckleheads once again this week.
If you're new here, we are Jim, Joe, and Steve. Three guys who have been hanging out since we were all single, strapping young men well over 2 decades ago.
So now we're older with kids, slightly less cool, but with a lifetime of awesome stories to share.
Just like our loyal listeners have, we hope you'll enjoy the sitting around with your best friends kind of vibe. If you like listening to conversations with the depth of a kiddie pool and questionable styles of humor,
You might want to add us to your weekly listing.
If we entertain you during this episode, we invite you to listen to our episode 58, Best Bits of 2022.
thanks for listening.
The guys reminisce about an old beach trip. And what is it I hear in the distance? Is that a model train coming? Or is that Little Stevie's Movie Corner Reviews? All this week on
Jim, Joe, Steve Show.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Jim, Joe, Steve Show, where we all just want to be big rock stars. My name's Joe.
I'm Jim.
My name is Steve. I'm a vampire. I want to say hello to our friends in Romania.
That is true.
I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
We are
It's
now
not Halloween.
Yeah,
In-
sorry.
31 countries.
We're in
Your
31
boys
countries.
in 31 different countries.
Do you think people in the other countries speak English, or do they just listen and they're like, haha?
It's
so
about
the
like somebody
Americans.
like passing through, like the airplanes, like they're listening to the
Right.
podcast and it just goes through.
I'll take it. If somebody's
take it.
flying over Romania and goes, I need some Jim, Joe, Steve right now, I'll take it. I'll take it.
I heard they're talking about dicks.
I gotta start thinking of what kind of features I want on my sex doll.
But I'm a vampire. Is that a good vampire? I'm Dracula. Say Dracula like a Dracula.
Let's say Dracula like a Dracula.
Yes.
Dracula.
Oh, yours
That's a
is-
go. That's
yours
a
is
good one.
really good, dude. Good, Jim.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right, here it goes.
Dracula
Joe,
from Baltimore.
I'm from White Marsh.
he sounded like Dracula and Borat.
Yeah, I know. Any impression I do of anyone in another country always ends up being boring. Yours is really good though, Joe. Do it again.
Dracula.
Yeah, Joe's got that.
He's a
deep,
very proper
yeah.
Dracula.
He's got that deep voice.
I mean,
too.
Dracula's proper. Keeps
Yeah.
his hair back real tight.
Yeah. Always
Suit's
wears a
fresh.
button up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Did you guys see the trailer for that movie Renfield?
Oh, dude, that movie looks awesome.
Yeah,
I have
looks
not.
okay.
I have not.
I don't know if in my life, actually that's not true. I was pumped to see Gone in 60 Seconds. I don't know if since Gone in 60
that in
Seconds
there.
came out, I have been this pumped up for a Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage is Dracula. If you didn't know, Joe.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I can't tell if it like is it like going to be like a dark comedy? Is it going to be a straight up comedy? Is it like
I don't know. The dude knows Nimpo. Like while he's
Oh, that's why. He's
Oh,
like,
really?
finally,
No, it
somebody
he
brings
just-
some legitimacy.
it
to
seems
this.
like, oh, I recognize those moves.
Yeah,
That's Mushada Reed.
He
Mushada Reed.
eats a bug and then becomes like a ninja and can fight or MM.
And that's all it takes to
MMA
become a
fighter.
black belt in Nimbo.
Yeah,
Eat a bug.
Eat a bug. Eye
Survival skills.
Eye turns red and he goes. "Rrrr."
That movie looks good.
Yeah. At night, sometimes I go into YouTube Vortex of just looking at trailers.
Oh, I
For movies.
love movie trailers.
Sometimes they're definitely better than the movies. I always look at disaster movie trailers are always better than the movie.
I'm not a big disaster movie guy.
Yeah, because they all stink. You like Twister?
Twister was fine. Didn't you say they're coming out with it, or did we already talk about
We
it?
talked about
We
it.
talked
Yeah.
about it.
Did you review that on Little Stevie's Movie Corner on Letterboxd?
But
I might
also,
have.
before you answer that question, did you just say zombie in Dracula's voice?
Yeah, I fucked up. Messed up.
You fuck with me about my impressions.
He's like, zombie.
Well, how do zombies?
I am a zombie.
How
I'm
does
here
zombie
to
sound?
eat your brains.
One stinky dinky.
Stinky dinky.
That reminds me of Steve. What is it? Stevie's
Little Stevie's Movie Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have not got the updated part 2 of Little Stevie's movie corner.
I mean, there's movies on Little Stevie's movie corner.
Well,
so
where can they find your movie reviews?
you can find it on Letterboxd. You just go to Slambros1, just search for me, and you can do
on
it.
Letterboxd.
On
Slam Bros
Letterboxd.
1.
Slambros1.
Why don't you give us some of your recent movie
give us
reviews?
one. Give us a.
Do you want me to read it, or you guys want to read it?
Oh.
Because that was the bit.
Oh,
the
that's
bit
right.
last
Yeah,
time.
okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Little Stevie writes it. His friends read it.
Hold on, pause it for some kind of poppy music.
Intern, can we get
Little Stevie.
Little
music's-
Stevie's Movie Corner's official theme song.
Oh.
not choking on a dick, Steve?
All right. Glass Onion. I wanted to see this, so this is what I'm going to read.
Oh, I
My-
do. Is it
all
a
my-
spoiler?
No, I don't spoil anything.
Okay.
All right. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. 3.5 stars. Daniel Craig is really good. He loves to wear ascots. The biggest takeaway is Dave Bautista has wrinkles on his head like Droopy Dog.
There you go. Stevie's movie reviews.
Little Stevie's Movie Corner.
All right, Bullet Train. If you like Guy Ritchie movies, you will like this.
Oh, it's a Guy Ritchie movie.
Lots of people talking while they punch stuff. Brad Pitt's good. Plus, there's a guarantee that he will eat something he always does. It's like Tom Cruise always running. 3.5 stars.
Brad Pitt always eats.
I saw this movie. Actually, Nicole and I
it
went
looks
to.
good.
I did not like it.
No.
I liked it.
I don't like the. I guess
Does the whole movie take place on the
yes,
train?
and that
Yeah.
irritated me a little bit.
I'll read Top Gun.
Yeah, read Top Gun.
All right.
I mean, we want to stay topical on fresh movies.
I know. This movie just came out on VOD, video on demand.
VHS.
So, Top Gun Maverick, 5 stars. This movie is awesome. Everything about it is awesome. The only downside is the beach football game. Now, if you like shirtless guys who are ripped, and who doesn't, it's great. The concept of the football game is implausible. The writers probably only watch the Super Bowl for commercials. Tom Cruise, while be a crazy, is the greatest action star of all time. Last of his kind, 5 stars.
So the football game, it's okay to say.
What did they call it? Dogfight football or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
And they play offense and defense at the exact same time,
Yes.
which is exactly what you do when you're in a fighter pilot. You're playing defense and offense at the same time.
Yeah, I understand that concept.
The concept is there.
But
It's
how do
just
you do it in a
dumb.
real football game?
I mean, how they were doing it.
Right, and did you see how ridiculous it looked?
Yes, of course, but you have to kind of pick at that
Except
exact moment. Are you going to
for
be
a
defense or are you going to play offense? Like that's kind of it's stupid, and I hate it.
I like how
but
Jim just realized that the fight was supposed to be like a dog fight in planes.
no, I got it.
About
We
plane
haven't
fighting.
we haven't talked about it. It's not like I
The
talked
movie's
to anybody about
plane fighting. When two planes
God,
stand up
I
on their engines
realized
and start throwing
as
punches.
soon as I said it, it was a fuck up. Plane fighting.
plane fighting.
Did I say plane fighting?
No,
No, he did.
I
Oh,
did.
I was
So-
like, I don't think I'd say plane fighting.
It's when two planes face off and start slapping each other in the face.
Slapping each other with their wings.
I'm going to throw this missile at you.
I'm gonna slap it back at you, bitch.
All right, prediction. I know we were doing 100-year predictions.
Now,
week.
6-month predictions.
6.
I was kidding.
No, I'm not.
Really?
God, you guys are so good. I'm glad we do pre-show meetings to where we not do any of this stuff.
New metal coming back.
New metal?
The Limp Bizkits of the world coming back.
Really?
Just my prediction. I'm just saying.
I
I
hope
think
not.
it comes back, and in a weird way, I hope so because I've been listening to some Limp Bizkit and it's still fucking.
Well,
kicks.
they've still been releasing music.
Yeah. Oh, they have a new album, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they're. I mean, maybe. But
I remember
they're doing colleges now. You know what I mean? They're doing like
Yeah.
that size.
free shows.
No. Well, I don't know.
The
Maybe.
college pays for it, but the people attending go
But
for free.
I would pay probably $40 to see Limp Bizkit. I think they're probably pretty good.
I remember Kyle and I had always talked about going to Cooperstown like right before baseball season started. So like kick off the baseball
to get
season.
hyped up.
Yeah, like just to
Yeah,
go
okay.
and get in the mood for baseball
Get a
season.
little rocks off.
Yeah. So we decided, we were going to go up and back to Cooperstown in one day. And on the drive back, we decided we were just going to like listen to Limp Bizkit and Korn the whole way back. And by the end of that, I was like, I don't think I ever need to listen to this music ever again.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that would. Oh, I've said it before, but I like never Nirvana. I don't ever need to listen to Nirvana again.
So I mean, I've always dug Nirvana.
Yeah, I like them from time to time, but yeah, the Korn and
But I'm rarely in a strictly Nirvana mood.
But-
Like, if they might shuffle on my playlist, I'll listen to it, but I'm never like, what's Nirvana up to?
so the first time I played that song, you remember Limp Bizkit's first song was Faith?
Yep.
The George Michael cover. I remember playing that song for my dad, and he laughed as hard as I've ever seen him laugh. Like he thought it was comedy. Like that somebody would like remake a song like that in the way that they did. Like when he's screaming, like my dad's in stitches. Like
Really?
he can't breathe.
That's so
He
funny.
thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
I have a new fascination, and it's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, I like
perfect.
embarrassing
Let's go.
fascinations.
So, I kind of like model trains.
I mean, I dig that.
I went to a train garden last week.
Like a Christmas one or just like a year-round one?
It was up for Christmas. It was in an Air Force. It was in a
Oh, at Martin's?
It was at Martin's. Yeah. So I went there, and I really enjoyed it.
I think they're super cool.
I like seeing the little people.
Seeing the little people.
All the little rolling hills.
They had
and
one that
towns.
was they had one of that bar that you and I and our wives went to, the one with the airplane landing strip. They had
Isn't that a strip club?
no.
I'm just kidding.
Could be. But they turned it into a bar. Restaurant.
But it had a model of that. Maybe I get size because it's like all the stuff around where I
Like-
live.
Okay.
Maybe, but kind of like trains.
Yeah.
I know
Does it
everybody
make you
loves
want to
them.
go build one?
It's a lot of work. So
I do have a model train.
like that you put around your Christmas tree?
No.
Oh, really? Is
Like-
it set up?
No, it's not. My grandfather was really big into
What
it.
scale is it?
I don't know. This size.
Like that's one of the cars?
That's like the engine.
Oh, yeah. That's big.
I've known two people my entire life that have a legit rooms and have
Uh-huh.
model trains. One of them was Drew's dad, super nice guy, awesome, straight up dude. The other one was a pedophile. So what I'm saying is, it's like a 50-50
There's a 50-50,
shot.
yeah.
If somebody has a train, room, there's a 50-50
So
shot.
part of me is like, I'm not like I like looking at it. I don't need to. I feel like I don't need to like build something in my basement or anything like that. But I did pick up a train to do it if I wanted to.
I think you should do
See, I
it.
think it's like you spend
And I feel
weeks
like
and
a
months,
straight loser.
years, and then you show someone like, "Hey, check this out," and I would come in the room and go, "Cool," and I'd be out in 30 seconds. Like,
I'd be like, no.
right? You gotta
This is
watch this. Like,
everyone loves a foamer. Check this out.
I'd be like, hey, Joey, remember Mr. Steve? He changed his monkey basement into a train basement.
Yeah, I did scare him for a while with that.
Did we ever tell you about that?
No.
The monkey basement? There was like 2 or 3 times when we took him to the zoo and the monkeys would come like running full fucking speed and jump up and slam into the window, and it petrified him. He was terrified of monkeys for like a decent period of time, to the point where we'd go to the zoo and we couldn't go near the monkey den or whatever. Like he would start freaking out. So Steve was like, if you don't start listening to your dad, I'm gonna put you in my monkey basement. And I remember he looked up at me, he was like, does he really have a monkey basement? Like this little 3-year-old, his big eyes. I was like, yup.
Fortunately,
he does.
he's a weird cat.
And so
You want to see model trains or monkeys?
so we were actually in the car just the other day. He made the connection that Steve from Jim Joe Steve was Steve with the monkey basement.
And now he's coming around, so now he's like, hey, I might want to check out some monkeys.
Yeah, I know. I got rid of them all.
Now it's train.
Chloroformed them all and just throw them out into the woods.
Now, you have train tracks close proximity to your house.
I do.
You ever go put pennies
So-
on the train tracks?
I have.
I
I've
On
gotten
the train
stu-
behind
I've
your
gotten
house?
stuck
No.
under
Oh.
the train. That's because that's an Amtrak train. You're never going to find it.
Oh.
You can't go back there.
Oh.
Big ass walls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've put like pennies and nickels,
Yeah.
and then the train had stopped, so we were going to get them, and then the train started moving again. Those pick up speed, the freight trains, faster than you think.
Did you just say it went over you?
I was under the train. I mean, I ran, but I was
Was it moving?
yes. It was stopped when we were looking for
Wait a
the
minute, you said
pennies.
you were under the train?
You can walk under, like, I mean, you got to duck down. I mean, there's space.
Oh, all right. That's
But
that's a fucking
we-
I thought you
it
had
would
to lay.
always-
I
it
thought you had
always
to lay
stop.
down under it, like
It
like
would
Fast and
stop,
Furious.
like, in a certain section. There must have been a train station, like, a half mile off, because they're super long.
Yeah.
So we would always put them right in a certain spot, so it would go over, and then the train would stop. So then we would hop in the track. It completely stopped, so it's fine. And then we would find our pennies and whatever else we wanted to smash on on the track. But there was one time where it started. You hear it going tick 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 tick. All the little things, and you think, I got plenty of time. Those things pick up speed faster than you think, and I was running out from the train and jumping.
You're like Tom Cruise.
I felt like Tom Cruise.
Do you know Tom Cruise runs in every movie? Yeah. Well, fuck it. Jim likes trains too.
I guess we all like trains at heart.
I know. I guess
We're all just little kids.
I feel like I couldn't build one in my basement because my friends would make fun of me.
You don't have your wife wouldn't give you
cares?
that much free time. You can't be like, hey, I'm going down in the basement. Leave me alone.
Yeah, to spend
And you
hours on the
need-
trains.
You do need time.
Because you got to hand make your little trees and hills and buildings. You got to hand make that.
Yeah,
shit.
I wouldn't want to do any of that stuff. All right, so I'm out on building the train. I'm gonna throw it in the trash when I get home. Fuck trains.
Just put it around your Christmas tree.
all right, I'll do that.
That's what I
But
do.
he hates Christmas.
That's true.
Maybe you're
I
like
hate
Christmas now.
Do you guys still have your Christmas trees up?
No.
Nope. Do you?
Yeah.
Is that because you still want to stay festive, or you're just too lazy to take it down?
No, the plan is to take it down this weekend.
But like, why is
Well,
it still up?
When this
Are you still turning the lights on?
no.
Okay.
Oh well, no. If it's up, you got to keep the lights on. I mean, what? That's the only sole benefit to having it up at this point.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
Otherwise, you just got a big dead tree in your house.
Right.
Well, it's not. It's a fake ass tree.
I know, but then it looks depressing.
Well, no, it's just there because we just haven't put it away. Like,
Have you taken the ornaments off?
no.
So why don't you just have it plugged in and like lit up?
Like, yeah, I could do it, but nobody bothers to do it.
And does it bring you any joy?
It never brings me joy. I think about the fact that I gotta fucking take it down. As soon as we put it, I think about the fact when Christmas comes around, I think about that we gotta decorate for stupid Christmas, and then when it's up, I think about that I'm gonna have to take it down. And the thing about it is, it's like everyone wants to put it up, but nobody wants to take it down. And I just haven't had it's just me that takes it down.
I think it's the same in most houses.
So-
Everybody wants to we'll put it up, and then I'll start putting it up, and then people just scatter.
Right.
Yeah, and then so
And you start drinking.
I'll put it down. I'll put it down this weekend.
You know what's crazy? Like back in the day, people used to go get their Christmas tree on Christmas Eve, 2 days before Christmas.
I think that's still a thing.
And then
for
they
some
throw
people.
it away the
Really?
day after Christmas.
I don't know. I don't know if they keep it up for
Would you
longer.
even bother decorating a Christmas tree?
It was just a lot of tinsel.
A lot of tinsel and ornaments. My mom actually, when I was a kid, all of the ornaments that we had were the ornaments from when she was a kid, and I wish we still had those. They were awesome.
What do you
And we used to
call
put tinsel on our tree.
the round? What is tinsel?
It's like that silver
Stringy stuff that just
stuff.
kind of flows in
Yeah,
the
you
wind.
just kind of hang it on the tree.
What about the stuff that wraps around the tree that's silver and flowy? What's
It's like
that?
garland, but that's tinsel material.
So I've always called it tinsel, and then my wife was like, "That's not fucking tinsel. That's garland."
Yeah,
And-
you were wrong,
All right.
Steph. You were right.
What about?
This is an excellent Christmas episode.
I know it's so past Christmas, but what the fuck ever. We talk about whatever we want here.
it's our goddamn podcast.
It's our show. The ornaments that you put up that are round.
Christmas bulbs?
What? Christmas what?
balls?
Spell the second word.
BALLS.
Ornament.
Not.
I mean, I would just say Christmas ornament. I would say ornament.
Not bulbs, like BU.
Bulbs have a light.
Yeah, bulbs are what.
So I'm wrong again.
You call ornaments bulbs?
Yeah, Christmas bulbs.
I mean, you know what? I could probably interchange those.
All right.
I could probably say Christmas balls, Christmas bulbs, and not
Yeah,
really think about it.
and because she's like, they're Christmas balls, you dummy, and I'm just like, no, they're Christmas bulbs. Be.
You know,
and I'm thinking,
I'll
and,
give
and
you
know what's
that one.
I know what's funny is like when you say like in my mind, I'm so fucking sure like you're fucking wrong, and then when I hear I'm wrong, I fucking hate it.
I'll edit that out.
No.
I don't want her to have any more ammo on you.
All right. No, yeah, but what are you editing out?
That you're wrong.
That you admitted you were wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Christmas balls. I always thought they were Christmas bulbs. I think my mom calls them that. But my
You
mom
should have your mom and Stephanie have a showdown.
Yeah, my mom also says hurricanes.
Hurricanes?
Well, that's also wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
she's
hurricane?
Get in the basement. There's a hurricane coming.
Something that you hear all too often in Maryland.
Yeah.
You want to hear something cool about the Asians?
No.
Oh, absolutely.
Places from around the world are just different. The title grabbed me, and it says the title of this article is "Millions Are About to Become 1 Year Younger." In Korea, everyone gets a year older on January 1st, not their birthday, which is the oddest thing in the world.
Really?
January 1st, everybody ages up.
In North or South? Do you know?
South.
Okay.
South Korea. The country of nearly 52 million people, they just passed a bill to get rid of that system. Essentially, everyone is going to be a year younger because of the way the system works.
Do they like track and celebrate their individual birthdays?
It doesn't say. It just says everyone just...
Doesn't that sound like a stupid idea?
Yeah.
The fact that, like, if you were born on, like, December 31st, and then you're already 2?
Yeah. It goes in effect in June, and at that point, people will find themselves 1 year younger, and in some instances, 2 years younger. Because that is because the Korean age, and if we have any Korean listeners, which I know we do, maybe you can chime in and kind of give us a little bit of feedback on this. The Korean age is not the only way Koreans decide on age. When it comes to determining if someone can legally drink or smoke, a person is considered 0 at birth and gets a year older every January 1st.
Oh, okay.
So December 31st, they're 0, and then the next day they're 1.
Yes.
Since you were talking about Koreans, I have gotten into looking up Japanese since I guess it's kind of close.
It is. It's
Well,
very close.
From a white guy's perspective.
Yeah. No, watching videos of people walking around Japan and like visiting different things, like just like walking around and looking at different shit.
I'm not following you.
You need something better in your life.
I have been watching these videos of this guy going around and looking for slums and bad areas of Japan,
Japan.
and looking for the Yakuza. And it's fucking wild.
Hold on. What's the Kakusa?
Yakuza, it's the gang.
It's like the mob of Japan.
Oh, they only have one?
No, there's a couple of
There's
them.
probably more,
They
but
all- are
this
they
is
all-
The
like,
Yakuza
this
is like the famous
this
one.
is like the famous.
There's like
yeah.
2 famous. There's another one. What's the one that like the Yakuza always fights with?
I don't know.
You need at least 2 because there's
you've
no
heard-
point in having one
you've
if there's
heard
not
it.
2.
Yeah, I don't know. But the thing about it is, so he goes around to these areas in Japan where the Yakuza are supposed to be there. They have fucking offices. Like-
the Yakuza has offices?
Yes, like legit offices where you can just
organized
visit.
crime.
You could just visit, and
You can visit like if you just want a job
yeah.
application.
So the dude goes into one of them, and then they go to, and then he starts talking to him, and one guy's like, "You want to go out and drink?" And he's like, "Yeah." So he goes out, and they go to a hostess bar. And do you know what a hostess bar is?
I'm not well versed in the culture.
All right, so in Japan, there's these things called hostess bars, which we've been to one. I got it. I
We
think
have?
I think we've been to one.
Okay.
So
Oh well.
basically it's where you go into it indirectly. We've been to one.
Oh.
Where you go into a bar and there's women there who their sole purpose is to talk to you, get you to stay there, and buy them drinks.
Oh, so they're paid. They are paid
Just like a
by
strip
the
club?
bar.
They're not strippers.
Oh, at what was that?
The Paddock.
The Paddock, yes.
In
the
Ocean
Paddock,
City,
yep.
yes, we went to there.
Yep.
You and I didn't. We didn't
fall
watch.
for it.
Yeah, we didn't fall for it.
We
but
knew
we
something
watched.
was way off.
We watched it happen. So and
God, that's so funny.
And all I can think about is the fact that I was like, I was.
Did I
like,
buy any drinks?
So we were there, and I don't know if you bought any. I don't actually think you were there.
Oh, okay. I feel like I was there because they were selling. Was it like test tube drinks that they were selling? No. Okay. then I
You
don't
know
what
who
I'm
fell
talking
forth the most? And
Dylan.
Dylan. And that's because they were. I got there a little bit. It was. I think we played poker.
about. Was it the year that he was just setting that guy's hair on fire at the bar?
It might have been that year, but it wasn't that day because JJ and Dylan were there first. Were you there also, or did me and you get there later?
So you and I were the ones that hung out and watched it happen.
Okay,
Because
but we walked in and
Yeah.
there was an attractive woman talking to Dylan, and the place was relatively empty. And an attractive woman talking to JJ, and Steve and I looked at each other and said, "Something's up." Like immediately.
This isn't what we do when we go
Right.
out.
So we sat down, and then it
Jim
just
and I watched it from a distance.
yeah, it
like
just
creepers. Like we just stood there. We didn't go up to
it
your room. We
looked
just-
off. It felt off from the jump, and Steve and I were immediately suspicious. Dylan didn't give a shit. He was like, "Chick's talking to me,"
Somebody talked to him.
and that's all it was.
That was the night too that somebody tried to buy my driver's license because I look like their brother who
Oh,
was under
really?
21.
I do remember that.
And I told her, I was like, all right, I'll sell it to you for $150. And she was like, how about $35? And I said, no. And she was like, why not? And I was like, A, it's $60 to go get my new driver's license, and I have to drive all the way to Salisbury to get it. So I was like, that's what I got to do tomorrow to get it. So it was like, it's got to be worth my while. And she said, I'll see you later. But yeah, I remember sitting there watching them, just these girls, and that's all I can think about when I see these hostess bar things. I'm just like, I can't believe that people like
But
that's
in Japan,
entertaining too.
it's
Like,
more known.
That's what
right.
you're getting
there
into.
at the Paddock. They were undercover,
Yeah.
and they didn't tell us until they told
So
somebody.
they told you and I.
Okay.
So you and I, they were like talking to the girls or whatever, and then the girl came up to the bar, and then you and I like intervened, and we were like, hey, what's going on here? That's our friends over there. And then she was just like, oh, I work for the bar, and we were just like, okay,
Makes a lot of
sense. And then off they went.
and they're just paid, especially on slow nights, to keep the guys that are there.
Remember when one night we were leaving that place and there was like one of the golf places right across the street, and Dylan like went over, hopped the fence, climbed up to the top of the waterfall, and peed off the waterfall.
That was the same night he ate his bus pass and didn't have any more cash.
God damn it.
So
He's fucking wild.
so he walked. He walked. And then in Ocean City at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't get a bus.
Right.
So all of us stayed. And like, somehow we all got split up. And it was me and somebody else finally caught a bus. And we had to go up to like 60th Street. And we were on like -1 street. You know, like we had 70 streets to go. And somewhere around 45th, this drunk motherfucker gets on the bus, and it's Dylan. How he beat us up to 45th Street and then somehow found $1 to get on the bus.
I remember the first year we ever stayed and like rented a place, because the first year we went, we got a hotel, and like
Oh, that Dungy hotel.
You couldn't sit on the toilet without your knees hitting the wall,
And the floor was wet.
the floor was wet, and outside, like it was like a motel. You entered from the outside, and everything was covered in AstroTurf. But the
They
first,
tore that place down the next year.
yeah, the first time we actually rented a place, we rented that one. It was way up there. It was on Bayside, and I remember I saw two things. One, I'm pretty sure it was Schaefer that had made a pot of mac and cheese and didn't put it in a bowl. he had a pot holder on his hand holding the pot of mac and cheese.
It doesn't surprise me
Eating it
one
with a
bit
wooden spoon.
whatsoever.
And do you remember the amount of condoms he brought? He had his nightstand drawer full of condoms.
Like,
It's so ridiculous
least 30 or 40.
when guys go on trips like that. They think so much stuff's gonna happen,
God.
and guess what happens? Nothing.
Zero.
I mean,
I
you
think
have
we
to-
threw a watermelon off the balcony that year.
You got to appreciate the optimism that he had.
How many did he bring?
It was like a Ziploc bag full.
You could have slept on it. It was a pillow size.
I'm just gonna be fucking.
He
I
just
was
brought them all.
dying. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
That's so funny.
yeah.
I always think about Dylan, who we were talking about earlier, when we went to your bachelor party in Atlantic City. And I was walking down the boardwalk. For any of our listeners who's ever been to Atlantic City, there's the boardwalk, and then there's this long beach that gets to the ocean. So
Where beaches usually end up.
well, yeah, but like Ocean City is not that far. It's like, but I remember sitting there watching two homeless people play frisbee, and I was sitting there, and I was just like,
It's like 3 a.m.
yeah, 3 a.m, and we just left the casino, and we're just trying to like find everybody where everybody is or go back to the room. And I see two homeless people just playing frisbee, and they're fucking into it. Like they're diving for the ball. And then the one guy throws the frisbee, and it goes up onto the boardwalk. And then the frisbee is gonna land right in front of us. So I was like, oh, here it comes. And the homeless guy jumps out and dives and catches it. And I realized he has a Red Lobster shirt on. And I was like,
the Red Lobster button-down shirt.
yeah, the Red Lobster button-down shirt. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, there's only one person I know that. I was like, Dylan? He was like, hey, man.
And that's when he had his like big fro too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And he is playing frisbee. I don't know who the other person was, but he was just out there playing frisbee.
That was an actual homeless person.
Only guy in the world that would go out of state to a bachelor party and wear a Red Lobster employee shirt.
And
Yes.
and that shirt was like it had fish on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a black shirt that
Yeah,
had
with
like
fish
fish
on-
on it. Yeah,
God.
and lobsters.
So good. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, spending another week with your favorite podcast. Follow us on Twittergram and
Follow us on the Twittergram.
Facebook.
At Jim Joe Steve.
Yeah, it's been a fun week.
And you know what?
We've
If
had
you
them
have
too.
prison stories, we don't want to hear them anymore. So don't bother calling.
Don't even call in the 856 the JJS.
Yeah, I don't hear your stupid business.
All right. For the Jim Joe Steve Show, my name is Joe.
I'm Vampire Steve.
I'm Jim.
And we'll talk to you next week.